Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about, can the New York Knicks potentially be finals contenders? Now, New York fans, I know y'all are pretty loyal to y'all's team and everything, so if I say something y'all may not like I don't think they can win the finals this year, which is something I'm going to say, don't come at my neck, please. I like the Knicks. The Knicks are a good team. I just don't think they're legit finals contenders, and I'm be giving a few reasons why. But I'm also going to be giving a few reasons why they're also a very good team. So it's not going to be all bad on your team. So New York Knicks fans, like I said, please do not come after me. Trust me, Julius Randle is daddy. I like him. He used to play for the Pelicans. He's cool, okay? Trust me. Now that we got out of the way, if you do like the video at any point, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. And I mean, just check if you're subscribed. Just, just make sure for me. If it's red, we'll just make it gray by hitting it. It takes like less than a second. You should just do it. Help me out. It would mean the world to me. But now that I got all that out of the way, let's get right into this video. All right, so the first thing we get into for this video is going to be that not even something that they can really control, but they could have a very, very hard first round matchup in almost every scenario except for one. As I mean, if the playoffs started right now, like if the playoffs just started today, which is currently Friday, so if you're watching this video on a different day and I'm wrong, chill out. But anyway, so if the playoffs were to start right now, they would have to go against the Milwaukee Bucks. And yes, Julius Randle is great and is probably one of the only people in the NBA that is strong enough and has the size and maybe a little bit of quickness enough to stay in front of Giannis. He still is nowhere near Giannis's level, at least when it comes to a talent aspect of the game. And that's not a diss on Julius Randle. That's just how good Giannis is. He's a two-time MVP and is just an absolute beast. But the difference between Giannis this year and other years, Giannis is actually knocking down threes at a rate that can hurt you as a team, and he can be kind of scary from the three-point line, especially if he makes his first one, because if he makes his first one, he has a chance to be hot, and there have been a few games this year where he's hit around 3 to 4 threes in a game, which is very, very scary coming from Giannis. And then on top of that, you have another player who may be one of the best defensive guards, if not the best defensive guards in the entire NBA, with Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday is very good, and he's probably better than the New York Knicks best guard, which is either Derrick Rose or RJ Barret, and I would probably say Drew Holiday is better than both of them. Definitely defensively he's better than both of them, but offensively he can also get you around 17-20 points a game as well, so he's dangerous on both ends. And then you add in Chris Middleton, who is an all-star level player, a very good scorer, and can outscore anybody on any given night if he is having a good night. So with that, them three being there, I don't think Julius Randle and RJ Barret and Derrick Rose are even close to enough to being able to stop someone like Giannis. And then on top of that, I think Mitchell Robinson's out for the rest of the season. So with that being said, that's another big body out of the paint, which is going to just make it easier for Giannis to live there, which is his bread and butter. And if you're letting Giannis into the paint, well, you're not going to have a very fun time. And without Mitchell Robinson on the court, Julius Randle being one-on-one against Giannis and really having no one else that's big enough and quick enough to stick with him, it is going to be very hard to stop him, even if they do build a wall. So I do think that if they do have to play the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round, they are going to be seeing a lot of problems. But not only the Milwaukee Bucks can give them problems, because another potential first round opponent they could have would be the Miami Heat. And if they got the Miami Heat, well, that would be the team that literally just made the finals just the year before, that are one of the most resilient, hardworking teams in the league, and they're going to be very, very hard to knock out in the first round. With people like Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic, and just a whole bunch of really good role players, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, all those type of people, well, that's going to make this team extremely hard as a first round matchup, because you know they're going to come out hungry. They're going to want to prove that they can make it back to the finals, that last year wasn't a fluke, so they're going to come out very hungry, playing very, very hard and hustling like they always do. They have that great culture over there. They work hard. They have a great coach. They just have so many things going for them, and they want to win so bad and prove to everybody that they are the team that they were last year, and it wasn't just a one-time thing. So I think for sure they could definitely get one of those two in the first round, and it could be very, very hard for them to get past just the first round. And then, I mean, if you have to think about it, if you're already thinking they might not get past the first round, what are they going to do if they get to the second round and have to play someone like Philly or Brooklyn or someone like that? Then you're talking about very, very real trouble that they would be in, because if they could go against someone like Brooklyn, let's be honest, there's just no one on the court that's guarding Kevin Durant. Now, that's almost every team that has nobody that guards Kevin Durant, but still, you have literally no one that's going to even be able to stick Durant at all. And then you also have Kyrie Irving, who Derrick Rose is great, don't get me wrong, but he's not on the level of Kyrie Irving, at least not anymore. Maybe MVP Derrick Rose was, but for sure not the Derrick Rose there is right now, even with how good he's been playing lately. And then you still have James Harden. So say Derrick Rose goes back to MVP Derrick Rose, Julius Randle plays at an All-NBA first-team level the entire series, well, then you still have to deal with James Harden, and you're probably going to end up with someone like Elfrid Payton or Reggie Bullock on James Harden, and I'm taking James Harden in that matchup every single day of the week. So I just don't think personally that they have enough firepower to compete with Brooklyn. And then on top of all that, you still have other role players you have to deal with, like Shamet, Joe Harris, Claxton, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. Like, it's going to be very, very hard to knock out Brooklyn for any team in the NBA, and especially for the Knicks, because they just don't have the star power needed to really go deep in the playoffs. So can I see them go past probably the first round? Maybe. If they play the best they can possibly play, they have a chance to get out of the first round. But the second they run into someone like Philly, or they run into someone like the Brooklyn Nets, I don't think they stand a chance. I don't think they stand a chance against Milwaukee. I think their best chance is either to get the Atlanta Hawks or the Miami Heat in the first round, and I would still take the Miami Heat over the New York Knicks. The only team I'd take them over is the Atlanta Hawks. So I think for sure, if they want to do anything in the first round, they have to get the Hawks in the first round matchup, and I'm not even sure about the probabilities of that with only having, one game left in the season. So it is a very, very real possibility that they end up with the Heat or the Bucks, and they may get knocked out in the first round if they have to play either one of those teams in the first round. And now the final and second thing I want to get into this video is going to be that I don't think their roster can compete with the elite rosters in the NBA. In my opinion, to become a finals contender, you have to be elite on both ends, and you have to have multiple elite level players. And let's be honest, the New York Knicks do not have those elite level players. I mean, yes, they have a star in Julius Randle, but outside of them, are you willing to call RJ Barret a star? I'm not. Are you willing to call Mitchell Robinson a star, who might not even be there for the playoffs? Are you willing to call him a star? I'm not. Are you willing to call Derrick Rose a star? I'm also not, because Derrick Rose, although playing great, I don't think he's a star level player anymore. So they have one star, and that one star will be going against people like superstar MVP two-time Giannis, Drew Holiday, potential defensive player of the year, and multi-time All-Star Chris Middleton, or Jimmy Butler, multi-time All-Star, multi-team All-Defense and All-NBA, and then also people like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo, one of the best centers in the NBA. So that's just the first round matchup possibilities. But then they would also be having to go, if they did somehow get out of the first round, then you're going against MVP candidate Joel Embiid, one of the best defensive point guards ever in the NBA, Ben Simmons. And then on the other side, if they got Brooklyn, they would be going against multi-time MVP James Harden, or one-time MVP James Harden, not sure, Kyrie Irving, who's a multi-finals winner and one of the best point guards in the league. And then thirdly, some guy named Kevin Durant. Not many people know about him. He's probably the worst player on the big three, but he's also there. I guess he's okay at basketball, but mainly James Harden and Kyrie Irving. Obviously that was a joke. Don't get mad if you can't take a joke. But I just don't think that the New York Knicks can really compete with rosters like that. And obviously, to be a contender, you have to go through rosters like that. So I think a legit finals contender, I think the Knicks are probably a few years away and a few pieces away as well. But I do think they could be a very, very hard team also to knock out in the first round. Like, I can guarantee you teams like the Bucks and teams like the Miami Heat do not want to play the New York Knicks in the first round, because the Knicks are also going to come out hungry. This is their first playoff series in what seems like decades, which it might be true actually. I don't know. I don't think they've made the playoffs since I've been born, to be honest, or at least since I've watched basketball. So it's been a very, very long time. but unfortunately, I do not think they are contenders, at least not yet. I think they need to add a few pieces and also need to get a little bit better in development. Like if RJ Barret can maybe become an all-star one day, and then they also add another star, then yes, they are finals contenders. But as they are structured right now, I do not think they are finals contenders. So that's going to be it for this video. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think the Knicks can be contenders? Do you think they can't be contenders? On your thoughts in the comment section below. And like I said, if you did like the video at any point, hit the like button and subscribe button. That would mean the absolute world to me. And I'll see you in the next video. And also, oh wait, my bad. Hope you have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. So you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.